Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off, because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this, because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. We got a fun musical show in store for you. A friend of mine that I did not know was a musician and singer is going to be performing today, and he's been kind enough to let me sit in with him on one song. So we have a lot of fun in store. Well, I hope you're all doing well. We got through another week of sweltering weather. Justin, did you manage? Did you stay under the air conditioner all week? Yeah, me too. Even my dog Brody, he was like a rug. He just plopped right on the ground. He was pooped out. But the weather's a little bit nicer now, and the humidity certainly has dropped. Well, anyways, it's summertime, and it looks like we're going to have a pretty good week, and the 4th of July looks pretty good, so it should be a nice holiday weekend. So, first of all, good morning to all of you that are watching right now. And those of you that are streaming live around the world, people say, what do you mean streaming around the world? No, people are watching us in Europe right now or down. I noticed that we've got folks in Africa, Natalia in Ukraine, and so on. So good morning or good afternoon, depending on what time frame you're in or zone. And we're glad that you could join us. I always like to remind people that this is a live show from 9 to 10, and if you are interested in giving us a call, there it is. You can give us a call at 716-753-5225. Happy to hear from you, especially if you have a fundraiser or a special event, an anniversary. Doesn't matter. We want to be able to share your information. And throughout the week, thank you, Chris, if you have an announcement, you can make sure you send us a note at chautauquasunrise@gmail.com, and also you can always find us as it's just right by. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube forever and ever, as long as YouTube is around, I guess. And I was looking one day at all our YouTube sites and things. This is show 569. How is that possible? That's hard to believe. We're finishing up. Today is the end of our 11th season here. So next week we're going to celebrate our birthday. How's that? We're going to start our 12th year and celebrate our 11-year-old program here. It's truly amazing, and it's a pleasure. People say, well, why do you do it? Because it's fun, and it's important work that we do. And I know Jeff's not here right now, Jeff Silk, our engineer, but he'll tell people he comes in because we feel what we do is important, that we are able to have some fun, also show a light on some issues that are really heavy duty and sometimes even dark that are existing in our communities that we need to put a light on. And you've seen all the shows over the years, folks, and we're not afraid to talk about anything except for one thing, and that's politics. We don't do politics here, and mainly because I don't have any idea how in the world I would even cover it. But other than that, we're talking about Chautauqua County and all of the things that we love and do here. Also, good afternoon, ready, Chris? To my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for joining me. I know it's a soundtrack, but you're going to have this is going to be music for your ears today. So it'll be a lot of fun. Alrighty? So just a few opening comments. Dang it, last night we were going to go to the Tarp Skunk game, and I know that the game was on. And Randy Anderson, I'm sorry, we couldn't make it. We were getting rained on and lightning and thundered in Ripley, and then my son came through the Jamestown area and said it was horrible. So we made the decision not to come over to the game last night. But the team is going to get there sooner or later, and the Tarp Skunks have been doing quite well this year. So if you like baseball, they got lots of great events coming up. Doing a little plug for them, and it's a lot of fun. We had them on the show not too long ago, and the guys that play the ball there, they're college level, and they are great athletes, and I think you'll enjoy the game. So check out the Tarp Skunks. It's a nice evening with the family, clean fun, and they'd have little promotions and things like that, so it's cool. Let's see. I have a little note here that we had a visitor at my house the other day. We were, I think I told you about last week, we had first we had a visitor, and now I call him Tank, the turtle. Snapping turtle jumped into our pond, and he's been hanging out with me, and every once in a while, he looks like a periscope. He kind of comes up and looks at me and then back down. Well, the other night, I don't remember, I think it was Monday or Tuesday night, Barb said to me, oh my gosh, look, I'm looking all over the place. And finally I focused, it was like a 400-pound bear walking through our front yard. Yeah, 400-pounder. You might say, how do you know? Because I show pictures to the guys that know, and they go, that is a big bear. And he was just waddling through. Well, Brody, my Tibetan Terrier, he couldn't see the bear, but he knew something was going on, so he started barking, the bear took off. But living in the wilds of Chautauqua County is a lot of fun, and just never know what's going to show up in your front yard. So, lesson learned, and I learned it years ago, this time of year, take your bird feeders down. Don't fill them up, and the bears will come and go, and then after a little while, you won't see them again. So, and there's certain berries at our house. I think they call them red dogwood bushes. They're wild, and they get this little white berry on them, and the bears, it's like, they get high on these things. I don't know what they're doing. But last year, the bear that was crashing around, he just took out all these bushes and ate them, and it was pretty interesting to see. So anyways, bears are around. Do not approach them, especially if mom is with the babies. Do not go anywhere. Turn around and go the other way. Right now, as we speak, two friends of ours here at the station, the brothers Jeff and Galen Zook, are doing the Ride for Roswell. And Randy, Bert, and I used to be part of the team that we would go over to Buffalo or UB there and do the rides. And I'm proud to say I've done 4 rides for Roswell, and the last one almost took me out. We did our own in Ripley into Westfield, and Mark, he's sitting here going to be laughing here in a second. We did a 35-mile ride that was the plan. I got the 31.5 miles, and hold that thought. Let's hear from Jeff. Jeff, Jeff, is that you, Jeff? You're scratchy. Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
There you are. Where are you?
Where am I? I am somewhere between the last rest stop and home.
Already? Wow, you guys are making good time.
Yeah, I'm making pretty good time today.
How's the weather?
Beautiful.
Good.
Too bad the breeze is in our face on the way home now.
Okay, well, Jeff, you're breaking up really bad. So thanks for riding, and thanks for doing that promotion. That's great.
All right. Hey, that's right. You got Mr. Wilson there this morning too, don't you?
We do. He's waiting to go on here. Well, how's Galen? Is he with you as well?
No, he did the 45.
Oh, okay.
But we should finish up about the same time. He's cranking it out this morning.
All right. Well, I'm glad the weather's good.
We've got so far they've got $5.9 million raised.
Wow. There's usually about 7,000 riders. Did they give you that number?
Yep, we're right at 7,000 this year. Past years it's been a little more.
Yeah. Randy and I.
This is our 30th. This is the 30th anniversary.
Wow.
So it's really fun. It's really a joy and a privilege to be able to get out and do this one.
Yeah, well, Randy and I were reminiscing of you yelling mosquito.
I passed that a few.
Well, we'll pass on that story. Well, we had a lot of fun doing those runs. Well, you take care. Say hi to Galen, and thank you for doing what you're doing. Okay.
All right, appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you.
Chad. See you next week. Take care. So those guys are out there doing the long ride. Jeff was like in the 30, I forgot how many miles he's doing, 30 some miles. His brother Galen, who's like a monster on the bike, he did the 45. And they're raising money for Roswell Cancer Research. And I'm a proud sponsor of Jeff and here at the show, and so we're happy to do that. If I'm not riding, at least I can help out that way. But anyways, we were saying we did a number of rides, and the first year that I did a ride, I was a very inexperienced rider. I just started riding, and the guys told me, "Oh, we're just gonna go up into Canada, Niagara Falls, and come back, and it's flat as a pancake." They forgot to tell me about the Peace Bridge, and so I'm struggling up this Peace Bridge, and this little old guy who was like 80 years old, he says, just keep going, Bzz, he passed me by. So, anyways, good memories. And but I was saying the last one I did, I didn't plan it right, and I dehydrated, and they had to stop and pick me up, and that was on me. I thought I was bigger and badder than that, and it knocked me down. So I digress. So anyways, that was Jeff Zook on the line, and I'm glad that he was able to do that. All right, big announcement. The crew and Chuck Kelsey, our godfather of the station here, will all be working together this coming Friday, July 4th. And guess where we'll be? Yep, we're going to be right in front of the Mayville Library, and we're going to be producing the live coverage of the Mayville Parade. I guess it's called the Chautauqua County Parade, but I think we call it the Mayville Parade. And Chris Burt, my director here, and I were sitting and talking earlier, and this will be my 12th parade we'll have covered. The first one we did in 2012, and I was like in shock. There was 2 years we didn't do it because of the pandemic, and as far as I know, that's why. And then we're back again. So please, Christmas in July is the theme this year. Oh, great. Well, I'm still going to wear a short shirt. Anyways, come on over, say hi. A lot of people say, oh, I saw you. Yeah, so come on over. And it's a great time for the family. Starts at 10 o'clock. Now you might say, okay, I'll get there 10:15. No. Get there about 9:30, 9:15, because they close the roads down. So a lot of times they have a shuttle from the Chautauqua Lake Central School there, right here in Mayville. You park up there and they'll shuttle you down or whatever, or you can go park in the back streets. But just remember, they're going to close the road down and you won't be able to drive through there until the parade's over. Sunscreen, you might want to bring an umbrella for the sun, depending. Looks like the weather should be great, and it'll be early in the morning, so it's usually not bad. But by about 11:30, we're pretty toasty. So just come prepared. Bring water. Don't be me. Don't dehydrate. Don't be Randy. We all laugh because we're always like ready to pass out after some of these events. But lots of cold water. Okay. All right. I have some announcements, and then we're going to get to Mark, who's waiting anxiously in the wings here to come on. So here we go, Chris. This is just a general announcement. Did you know this, that the newly restored White Inn had a ribbon cutting ceremony the other day? Dozens of invited guests were at the White Inn in Fredonia this past Thursday to participate in a special ribbon cutting grand opening ceremony that officially marks a new era for the historic downtown structure. The event was co-hosted by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency and the Chautauqua Chamber of Commerce. Okay, here's a little trivia. I'll give you 2 guesses, Justin. When do you think the White Inn was first built? Earlier. He did. It was originally somebody's house called the White family, and they built the main structure in 1868. How's that? It was expanded and converted and opened to guests in 1920 and continued to serve as a landmark hotel and restaurant until its closure in 2017. Now fully restored and reopened as an elegant hospitality venue with full modern amenities, the project preserved many original architectural details of the 25,000 square foot structure. I had no idea it was that large, including tin ceilings, numerous fireplaces, cornices, and wainscoting. The inn also boasts 25 fully renovated and furnished guest rooms and suites. A large dining room, banquet room, lounge, and expansive kitchen area on the first floor are designed to facilitate food service for a large number of guests. Now here's a little factoid that you don't know. When we retired, Barb was given a gift certificate, and we actually spent the night there in the Marmaduke room. And so I can say I stayed at the White Inn, and it was marvelous, and it sounds like it's going to be even greater than ever. So congratulations for those that did all the work on that. All right, moving right along. These are things that people always like to know. In Findlay Lake, as we speak, let's see, today's the 28th, they have yard sales going on from 9 to 3, and tomorrow from 9 to 3 in Findlay, New York. Get out there. It's a beautiful area to hang out, and it's a beautiful lake. It's just really gorgeous. If you're new to the area, get your GPS out and look it up. Or you can go to Cherry Creek, New York, which is a place I've spent a lot of time over the years as a musician. They're having their Independence Day celebration today. Let's see, what's going on? The Cherry Creek Community Association presents Cherry Creek's Independence Celebration today. Tomorrow if it's a rain date, but it should be fine. From 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. there's going to be craft food vendors, a 50-50 drawing, midway amusements, beer and wine tent, family activities, chainsaw carving demonstrations. From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. today, there's a classic car cruise in. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, music by DJ Bobby. And then you've got things like at 1 p.m., Little Miss and Mr. Cherry Creek contest. There's a chicken barbecue at 1:30. At 2 to 3, Walker's Creekside Alpaca Farm. My wife loves those alpacas. At 3 p.m., there's a parade lineup, and at 4, the actual parade goes on. 5 o'clock, there's an auction. 7 to 10 tonight, music with Party McFly, and 10 p.m. fireworks by Young Explosives. Cherry Creek, New York. Don't know where it is? Look it up. A great community. Been there many times. Great people. All right, let's get to a dark side that I mentioned. Sometimes we have to talk about these things. Elder abuse. You might say, what are you talking about? Well, let's see. This is from my friend Dana Corwin, who's the executive director of Chautauqua County Office for Aging Services. She says, June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month, and this year's theme is World Elder Abuse Awareness Day Beyond Age. The campaign has been focusing on challenging ageist attitudes and promoting respect for older people. Justin, from now on, respect me further. By shifting societal attitudes and emphasizing the value of age, we can work towards a safer and more inclusive society for older people and combat ageism as one of the significant drivers of elder abuse. Okay, elder abuse is a serious and often underreported issue that affects millions of older adults around the world, whether it's from a family member, caregiver, or another trusted individual, or a scammer, and that is unknown. Elder abuse can have devastating consequences for victims and their families. As a community, we should and need to look out for each other in a changing world. It's important to remember that it's more important than ever to be looking for abuse of our older adults. Okay, so what do you look for real quick? Things like physical abuse, usual types of things where you see bruises and things, emotional, verbal assaults, threats, humiliation, why you're so slow or you're dumb, blah, 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 blah. And believe it or not, sexual abuse. I've heard of horrible situations where that takes place. Financial abuse, this is the scammer world. Or somebody says, let me take care of your money, I'll invest it for you or whatever. And they take people's money. Neglect, just make people don't get enough food, they're not being cared for or whatever. All these kinds of things. So people, take care of each other. Look for things like unexplained injuries. If the person is starting to withdraw from doing things, poor hygiene, okay? Their hair, their clothes, are they wearing the same clothes all the time? Things like that. So if you need help, if you know something's going on, okay, we have this number that we always pop up, and this is a New York Connects number, I believe, Chris. The one you can call is 754-4447, or the one we have is 753-4582, which is New York Connects. It's a hotline. And there's also another number, 753-4471. So there's lots of numbers you can call. Please, if you see something, report it. Okay, real quick, we've got farmers markets, and I just want you to know, here's the locations. Okay, some of the places they do take the, what they call, let's see, hang on. They have the farmer market nutrition program, and you can get some cards and things like that and coupons. But I think there's a hold up on that, so just check it out and call the office there, and they'll tell you more. But if you haven't been to a farmer's market, here they are. Dunkirk Farmers Market is Wednesdays, starting July 9th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Lakewood Farmers Market, the Thursday, June 10th from 9 to 1. Jamestown Farmers Market, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1. Fredonia Farmers Markets are on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then Westfield Farmers Markets, they've been going on forever. They are from 9 to 1, and it's just down the road. Okay, so there's my announcements for today. We're going to take a little breather. Stay tuned, and Mark Wilson will be on deck.
Hey, hon.
Are you almost home?
Yeah, I'll make it. There's just some construction slowing me down.
Go ahead, send them.
Kids, Dad'll be home soon. Come help in the kitchen.
Everyone has a reason to get home. Slow down in work zones. Flaggers have families too.
You know, that's really a true statement that we need to be aware, because right now this time of year, as in often other times of year, but especially this time of year, lots of road work going on. And the sad fact is that we have had people in our communities, in our county, struck and killed that were working construction, trying to take care of the roads that we all want and travel on, and it happens. So please just be very careful and slow down. All right, so with that being said, I want to welcome back Mark Wilson, who has always been known as the guru of physical fitness and personal training. And then I'm watching Facebook one day and I go, what are you doing on Facebook, singing and playing? So what's that all about?
Well, I have to blame it on my wife, Tanya.
Of course.
Yeah, she's always enjoyed my singing. She knew I was a singer, of course, and I would sing for her. And finally, one day she said, why don't we just start getting out there and singing for people? And
that was gutsy.
Yeah, it was. And I said, you know what, you're right. It's time. It's a gift. It's a gift that I've been given. And when you have gifts, you should share them. So
absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
So this is in conjunction with whatever else you do.
Yes, it
is.
So
let's go there for a minute and give you guys a plug. So let's talk about Wilson Enterprises, or all the things you do. I mean, it's terrific.
Thank you. Yeah, Wilson Endurance Sports has 14 triathlons throughout the year across New York State, plus one in Connecticut. And so June, July, and August are busy months. And so right now she's home working. The poor dear, here I am having fun with you, and she's home working, preparing for our next stint of events. We have 4 races in 11 days.
When's the next one?
In Cassadaga, actually, the Southern Tier Triathlon Club has a super sprint triathlon in Cassadaga in the evening on Wednesday night. And then we leave for Connecticut on Thursday morning, first thing. Drive all the way, set up on the July 4th, so we're going to miss the Mayville Parade. I'm sorry about that. We enjoy that very much. I know. We enjoy it very much.
You will be missed.
I know. So, and then we have that race in Connecticut, New Hartford, Connecticut, wonderful community. Yeah. And then we go to the Hudson Valley the next Wednesday and hold an event there, the super sprint, just like here in Cassadaga. And then we go to Rome, New York, for our final race of that stint on the 12th
Every time
of July.
I hear Rome, New York, I hear this in my head. Next stop, Rome, New York. And that was me on the Amtrak train, and you hear the announcements, and you can never understand. But I always pick up Rome, because that's a train stop.
It is.
Amsterdam and Rome and so forth.
Yes.
So what is a super sprint? That's a new term to me.
Well, it's USA Triathlon has dubbed it that because our distances are shorter. It's a 400-yard swim, a 12 or 13-mile bike ride, and then a 2-mile run. So I know that is an endurance event. I mean, it takes an hour to an hour and a half for most people.
Yeah.
Right? So it really is an endurance event, but in the world of triathlon, it can get quite lengthy. There's what's called the Olympic distance or sprint Olympic distance long course, and then the name that everybody knows for sure is what that crazy thing called the Ironman. Yeah.
And you're an Ironman, right?
I did 10 of them.
10 of them.
Yeah.
Cucamonga.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. I mean, you're like my poster kid when it comes to in things. And how do I say this? You inspire me sometimes, because sometimes I think what Mark be doing right now in my ear is like, get your butt off the couch and go ride your bike or go for a walk or whatever. And I do.
Good.
And so I'm back on my bike.
Good.
I'm not like super guy like Gail Zook, who does like these things overnight, or some of the other folks in Chautauqua County. But I got like over 100 miles already. So
wonderful.
I'm a happy guy.
Wonderful.
And stronger than ever. But I digress on that. So triathlon. So it's 3 events.
Yes.
And so let's talk about the one that's closest in Casadega. So if somebody's interested, what do they do?
Well, they would just go to our website called CoachMarkWilson.com, or they could just Google Wilson Endurance Sports, and they would find us.
Okay, and there's a cost?
Yeah, there's a cost. It's if you sign up early, it's like $45. If you sign up late, it's $85.
$45 to enjoy yourself and torture.
Right.
But people love that sort of thing.
They do love it, and we have a nice picnic at the end. Everyone brings food to share, so it's potluck, and it's a great time.
I don't know if I've seen you since this event that last time I saw you, but my cousin from the Netherlands, Holland, Cor Hamels, he was in your race there.
Yep, the Amish Country Running Festival.
Yeah, and he would have won it. We all know what happened. He missed the marker somehow, and because he was so far ahead, he didn't know where to make the turn.
Correct.
But he had a ball.
Good.
And you know how many marathons he's run now?
No.
I think I just saw this the other day. I think it was his 75th marathon.
Wow.
Who runs 26 miles 75 times?
Wow.
He's like a machine.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Truly.
And so I track him on Facebook, so it's really cool. But I know that he really enjoyed participating in the United States that day. And
that's great.
And when he said to me he wanted to do a marathon in the States, I go, and then I thought of you guys, and he says, there's one near you. And I go, that's right around the corner. So that was a great day.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going to go on throughout the summer, and it sounds like you're really busy. And are you doing personal coaching still? Or?
Yes, I coach about 25 athletes every single week over the phone, give them workouts and so on. They report to me how they're doing. I make adjustments, and we just get them to the goal, whether it's an Ironman or if it's just a first time.
So on the phone, you don't count like 1, 2, 1.
No, they're not doing push-ups or pull-ups.
Get up, Buttercup.
No, I tell them, I give them the plan, and then they run the plan, or they don't. Usually they do.
So the plan is like you do so many of these and do so many of these.
Correct.
And do it correctly. And do you have any questions? Are you hurting? Back off.
Exactly. And I advise them based on what's needed.
You are a coach. I can sit on the couch and just coach. So what do you do personally?
In regards to training?
Yeah.
Well, I split a lot of wood. I mow lawns. I carry wood.
Do you run? I mean, do you go out and run?
I run as minimal as I can these days. But I just enjoy working outdoors. I like being active and I like staying strong. You know.
Well, and that's important. And I ran cross country in high school. I was terrible. But I'm proud to say I ran cross country, and I learned some things about doing that sort of thing. But and I don't know if it's true, but I find that people that either bike or run, it's sort of like once you get your body conditioned, you crave to do that.
That is correct. That is correct.
I don't know if it's endorphins or what it is. There was a time where I thought, I'm going to go bike ride, but now I actually I look forward to it.
Yeah, the body really wants to function well. It wants to flow. It wants to have a good circulation. It wants to do its job. So if we give it a little help, and I mean minimal, if you just do a little bit of movement every day, you could live a really great life, and you don't ever have to be a triathlete or an Ironman to live a very healthy life.
Thank you. I'll stay where I am then.
Good. And you are healthy. You are.
So in that vein, there's another aspect of our lives that keeps us happy and healthy. It's music.
That's correct. Yeah. That's correct.
People say, "How long have I been playing music?" A long time.
Right.
Long time.
Yeah.
But like you, we were very young when we got into music. So let's go to your history.
That's
so
correct.
when did you start?
It started right in this building, believe it or not, when I was in kindergarten with Mrs. Woodley, and we were singing a Christmas tune, Away in a Manger, as a group, and she said, wait, stop, everybody, wait, who is that? Who is it? Mark, is that you? I don't know.
Sorry,
you know,
I'm sorry.
stand
I thought I
up.
was doing a good job.
I know. No, she goes, stand up and sing it. And I sang my first solo.
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah, and that was really the beginning of someone saying, well, there's something, you've got something here. And then I sang throughout school and got scholarships to go to college. And
For singing?
Yes, yeah.
Well, why did I not know that? So where did you go?
Well, I went to SUNY Fredonia, and I got a music education degree.
Yeah.
But the story goes, and I'll be as quick as I can, but 2 weeks from graduating, I saw a note about this big on my voice teacher's door saying, Greg Smith singers need a baritone in New York City.
Oh.
And I was so tempted to just rip it off the door. I didn't want anyone else to get it. I thought, this is my chance. Because I had been performing in Chautauqua Chamber Singers as well as Fredonia Chamber Singers and in opera and musicals and all that. And I called. I went to my apartment in Fredonia, and I called, and I got Greg Smith, who's quite famous in the choral music world, and he's deceased now, but he had a great composing and arranging career. And so it's 16 men, 8 men, 8 women, a cappella mostly, but they sing with orchestras as well. But he said, here's a middle C, ba, sing a major descending scale as loud as you can into the phone. Okay. I put the phone down and I wailed into that, and he said, hey, it sounds pretty good. Meet us in Rochester this Saturday. Wow. And I did, and I sang for them, and he said, oh yeah, I think I'd like you to come with us. And I said, what did you just say?
Say that again.
And he hired me.
Oh my gosh, so how long did you do
I went
this?
to New York. I was in New York for 5 years or so. And sang
Mark,
with
I
them.
never knew this about you.
I
This
know,
is so cool.
Yeah, and I was having a great career. The thing that I missed the most was the woods. The city wasn't for me.
I know.
It's just not.
I was born in Buffalo area, and I always kept saying to my parents, "Are you sure I'm supposed to be here?" Because I always had this other side, and now I've been living in the country almost 50 years, over 50 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to move out. I couldn't take it, and I missed sports too because I stopped that for a while because I started singing and all that. It was going great, and I had an incredible experience.
Well,
and
good for you.
Yeah, I did some recordings and things. Travel over in Europe and that.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you really did well.
Yeah.
So where did the guitar come from?
Well, I had to learn guitar as a music ed major, so I started learning from James Pierkowski, who just retired, I think, last year. So he's still there, and was there. And I just played a little bit, enough to play chords and that, and of course the voice was there. So I just kept singing throughout the years, and I'm not a guitarist. I'm a singer who plays guitar, and that's, you're allowed to say that.
Yeah,
So,
I understand. I do understand that.
Yeah, so I play a little bit.
Great. So we talked before, and I'm going to do a number with you in a little while. But what inspires you musically these days?
Well, I really like most everything in music. I do like a lot of types of styles and stuff. But what I'm actually good at is, because I was trained classically, and I grew up listening to Nat King Cole, Andy Williams, Perry Como. These are singers who were great, Bing Crosby and that. My mother used to play without fail for 24 hours straight, I swear to God, Nat King Cole, Christmas Song, and all of that, all the holidays, Andy Williams. I mean, these are beautiful voices, and so I think that kind of got ingrained in me.
I'm sitting here laughing because I grew up with Mario Lanza and the Clancy Brothers.
Yeah.
My father was Irish, my mother was Sicilian. But yeah, they were always playing music like that. Yeah.
See? Yeah. And so that was my beginning of my music career ever since I was a little kid. Wow. And so, every Christmas I look forward to that. And so I sing love songs. I think well, and that's why I'm not a bar singer. I'm just not. I can sing rock and roll tunes and country and all that, but it's not
you gotta stay in your lane. Right?
Yeah, right, exactly. So I do love songs,
and I think when people do that, then they're really good at what they do.
Correct.
If you can step out a little bit, but when you do, you're not comfortable, and so why do it? So so the music you're doing are love songs. So, but what genre would you say that you are best in, or you feel where are you home at? Because I know where I'm kind of comfortable these days.
I love folk songs, and you and I are going to do one today. One of my favorites of all time. I love simple songs. I love pretty songs, and I like to sing them. I mean, the crooner songs are almost for me. There's some some styles that I don't really get. I don't like it too much. But the first tune I'm going to do today, I hope you'll like it.
Okay.
And it's an oldie but goodie.
Okay, so without further ado, why don't you get up there and do a couple
Great.
tunes for us, all right?
All right.
So, folks, while Mark's getting set up here, we got Mark Wilson, and he's a soloist. And Mark, where are you playing these days? Any place in particular?
Yes, Johnson Estate Winery has
I know
totally
Jennifer and
embraced me.
Pete.
Jennifer, yeah, and Fred. Fred.
I'm Fred.
That's all right.
I think that's his father, maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I made that up. I always cover myself. See how I do that?
Yeah, they've embraced me very much, and also I've been singing in Westfield, Full Strength Coffee Company.
Sure.
My friend Kathy Archer went to school with her.
Wow.
So we're getting some gigs. Tanya, my wife, is my agent, and so it's.
Well, after today, the phone is just gonna be ringing off the wall.
Let's hope.
All right. So, what's the first song you're gonna do for us?
Well, again, oldie but goodie. It's called Misty. I think you'll love it. I hope, anyways, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. I'm walking on a cloud I can't understand. Lord, I'm misty, holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, that music I hear. I'm misty the moment you're near. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you. On my own, should I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove? I'm misty and too much in love. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you. On my own, should I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove? I'm misty and too much in love.
Wow. I'm sitting and going, your breath control is outstanding.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
Thank
you know, a lot of people don't pick up on little things like that, and it was really, really very pleasant to listen to.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So, Mark, how do you prepare every day for singing? Do you have any special tips?
Well, you know, like I mentioned earlier, it's a gift, and I'm very grateful. So, I have to do the best I can with what I got, and I like to sing through songs, even songs that I'm not really good at necessarily, because I want to learn and understand what I can do with my voice and with the styles, and my wife's a great critique, so she'll tell me, "Oh man, you know that."
Well, that really stunk.
And I appreciate her honesty, you know. And the thing is, but I do songs that are not necessarily for me to understand really what is for me. And Misty's a great song for me. You know, it's a great song for me, I think. And so.
You know, you probably do this, I'm guessing, but you know, growing up, you know, we're young teenagers or whatever, and now we hear a song and go like, I love that song, I gotta learn how to play that. And I get on YouTube and I find Marty Schwartz or whatever his name is, and he has all these lessons, and I go, are you kidding? Is that all that is? You know, and then I learned the song.
Exactly.
And sometimes you never do it out, but you just enjoy doing the music, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just doing music at home is something that makes me feel great, makes Tanya feel great, and that makes me happy to see her enjoying it. And that's why I said, if you don't like something, you tell me right away.
Yeah.
Because there's so many great songs in the world, I mean, in history. You know, I'll find them, you know, and I encourage friends to send me names of songs that they'd love to hear me sing, and I'll try it out. And if it works, then I sing it for them.
Do you have trouble finding the key that you want to sing in?
Not necessarily. I'll sing it first in the key that it was written in. Usually I can tell, oh, this is not going to work or whatever. But I'll sing it for a while in the key that it was written because I believe in that purity of that. But if it doesn't work for me, I'll change it. And Tanya's shocked. She's like, I can't believe you're changing the key. And I was taught how to do it in school.
Yeah, you find a pocket where your voice belongs. And, you know, I transpose songs constantly till I find it. Because when you were in school, where were you singing? Soprano?
Well, I did baritone.
But
when I was a child?
Early, yeah.
Oh, I had incredibly a really amazing boy soprano voice, even though I never sang in a church or anything like that as a child. But I did have a great falsetto and so on. But then once I turned 13, 14, it changed. And
sound like
the
a frog,
baritone
right? Crackling. Yeah. See, and when I was in school, I was 10 years old and we had a boys choir in church, and we had a Croatian choir master, and I auditioned. I was so nervous I failed, and he says, I'm sorry. And then my friends are going, you're a better singer than we are. And I went back again, ended up being a first soprano, captain of the boys choir.
There you go.
And then was a second soprano. And then, like you said, then your voice changed, and the next thing you know, you're a baritone bass. And that's probably where I am, a baritone bass somewhere in that range. So then when you get these John Denver songs or whatever, you got to change the key totally, because I don't sing that high. And, you know, and you don't, sometimes I hear musicians, and I'm trying to be critical, but I sometimes want to say to them, if you just were to drop that a half step, you would be so much more powerful.
Exactly.
And by the way, your power was really growing on that song as you went along. So your voice is getting comfortable being right here. So
absolutely.
I can hear it. So that was Misty. Who wrote that? I don't even know.
Well, actually, it was became famous by Johnny Mathis in 1959, but I actually don't know who the original composer was.
Well, Johnny Mathis, though, that's enough.
Yeah,
he's still around, I think. You know.
Really?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, people call up or send him a note, going, but I think he's like in his late 80s or something. But his voice is just so velvety. You know, and nowadays it's not always really people are interested in that kind of sound, but there's enough people that do like that sound.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes you just like to put that music on and relax and chill out.
Yeah,
you know?
My best crowd it's really 50 and over. That's the crowd that appreciates the kind of voice I have and the songs that I sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got another song for us?
I do have another one. It's written by a great friend of mine, Dan Bergren, I think that you've heard of before. He went to Fredonia with me. He was a professor and also sang with me as a baritone. And so he's quite famous now and has done at least 10 albums. This is a song that Tanya really loves. I love it too.
Now, is he a soloist or
folk song? Yeah, he had a group called the Newton Street Irregulars.
Oh yes, I know exactly who they are.
Yeah,
they would
Carmen
play
Gilman.
Yes, I actually played at a couple of those shows where he must have been at. Yeah, okay.
I'm sure.
All right, that comes full circle.
Yeah,
right.
Great guy. This is called Orion by Dan. And again, folk songs, I do enjoy singing them very much.
Okay.
I don't miss those big city thrills. I spend my time walking through the hills. I traded the flashing neon lights for the cool starlit nights with Orion, my friend. I used to hear the tomcats howling in the alley. Now it's a river prowling down the valley. The river roaring and the wind in the sky, telling what it's like being high, like Orion, my friend. Orion, you're a hunter, but you never kill. You just keep looking, probably always will. Look at that great Big Dipper standing on its end. If we get lucky, we'll see the northern lights again. And Orion, my friend. I don't miss those big city thrills. I spend my time walking through the hills. I've traded the billboards and the signs for the wind and the pines. And Orion, my friend. And Orion, my friend. And Orion, my friend.
Mark, have a sit. We have a call.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good
This is
morning.
Linda speaking.
Hi.
I don't want to interrupt the great show. I just want to say thank you for coming on. I love folk music.
You do. Can you hear her?
I think so, yeah.
Or is it coming through my earpiece?
I can hear.
Okay. It just sounded a little scratchy there. So, did you recognize the first song, Misty?
Yes, I did. I loved it.
Uh-huh. So how are you doing? What's new?
Well, it's been a very hot beginning of the summer.
Yes, it is.
I'm looking forward to some cooler weather,
Yeah.
some break in the weather. This isn't my kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful 4th of July.
All right, and we'll be on TV, so if you want to catch the parade, we'll be on 1301. Okay, we'll be
I'll
live.
be looking for it.
All right, Linda, you take care and you enjoy the weekend as well, okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Well, that was Linda Spalding, and she calls in from time to time.
Nice.
So, Mark, a couple questions for you.
Sure.
You know, I always think about the singers that are upcoming and maybe they want to break into playing out. You got any tips as far as how to prepare their voices on a daily basis? Because I know a lot of people just get out there and they just start singing and then they wonder why they have a sore throat or whatever.
Right. I think you have to be in good physical shape too. Obviously, healthy doesn't hurt. So staying active is a great thing to do for your voice for sure. But also just to use it well, stay in your range. You don't have to sing songs so high. You can change the key if you have those skills. But also, as I was coming over here, for instance, I just was warming up in a very small range just to get the chords going, get them warmed up, and then start to widen that range as I get closer here. And,
A lot of times I'll put on, like on my phone, I'll put some song on that I like and I'll just sing along with it, to warm up. And so that's a really good tip. And then the one that drives everybody crazy, probably you too. Are there certain foods that you stay away from or things like that before you sing? Because I do.
Dairy?
Yes!
I mean,
milk and cheeses, and I go,
ice cream. Ice cream is the one that kills me. If I eat ice cream, my throat basically just swells up and I can't get anything out. So, yeah.
There was, for years, I was on stage playing with bands, and on the weekends I always wanted to have desserts or something like that, and for years and years I didn't. Now I can because I don't do it so much. But, cheeses, milks, dairy products, all that sort of thing that really, so what do you, is there anything, some people will have tea and honey, or they'll do certain things to warm up, like in the wintertime, it's always tough. Because, your vocal cords are just like a guitar string, they get really tight.
Yeah.
So you any tips there?
Well, I do like to eat about 2 hours before performing, believe it or not, because one could bonk, meaning run out of energy, and that we don't want that either. So I do try to eat a little bit away from the actual performance, like this morning or in the evening and so on, and then let it settle. and everything's good at that point. So I've got good energy stored up, and won't get too hungry during the singing session.
As strange as it sounds, because it's me personally, you know, my pre-show would be like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, nothing spicy, because the worst thing you want me to do is belching in the middle of a song.
No.
Because then it's like, it's like, it's right there. So you got to be. People don't realize that, you know, that musicians are like training and for like athletes. You got to train and do the right things. So,
absolutely.
Anyways, so you want to do a song together?
I'd love to.
So, what song we're gonna do?
500 Miles.
All right, and this was written by Joan Baez, but it was also done by Peter, Paul, and Mary. And it turns out it's one of my favorite songs, because I used to perform this as well with Bill Dorello a million years ago. And we probably did this song, if we didn't, with that whole group that used to show up with Fredonia at the Opera House. They would have that folk in, or whatever they used to call it.
Yes.
And I performed there a couple different times. So
wonderful.
Yeah. All right, so let me grab my guitar, you get your guitar, and
Yes, sir.
I'll be ready when you are.
All right.
So hopefully the guitars are in tune with this air conditioning, so we'll do the best we can. Okay, I'm playing, I'm not singing.
All right. If you miss the train I'm on, you will know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. Lord, I'm one, Lord, I'm two, Lord, I'm three, Lord, I'm four, Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. Lord, I'm one, Lord, I'm two, Lord, I'm three, Lord, I'm four, Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles. Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. Not a shirt on my back, not a penny to my name. Lord, I can't go home this away. This away, this away, this away, this away. Lord, I can't go home this away. If you miss the train I'm on, you will know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. Lord, I'm one, Lord, I'm two, Lord, I'm three, Lord, I'm four, Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles. Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home.
Wow. Thank
Wonderful.
you. That was
Thank you.
very much fun.
Thank
Mark,
you.
you got another song that I will not play in?
Sure, yes. Blue Moon?
Sure.
All right.
So who performed this originally, do you know?
This was originally written in 1934 by the Morels. It became a hit in 1961, and Sinatra also did it in the 60s. So it's quite known. It was actually featured in the show Ted Lasso. I don't know if you've seen the show recently on TV, but anyways, Blue Moon. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart. without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really care for. And then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my heart could ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. And then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my heart could ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon.
Very nice. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Mark, we got about a minute and a half left, so if somebody want to get a hold of you, how do they book you?
Well, they would call my wife.
All right,
She's
so
my agent,
say,
yes.
Oh, Tanya, and what would they? What number is it?
So it is area code 716-353-1288. They could also go to my Facebook page, Mark Wilson Singer, and book us that way as well.
Okay, so is it true or not that you're the cousin to Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys?
I am not.
But you wish you were. So, Mark, I wish you great success, and I hope everybody's been enjoying your music. I know you have one more song that you said you had ready. So, folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My guest today is Mark Wilson, the singer. And if you want to book him, give him a call at 353-1288. Did I get that right?
You got it.
All right, so what's your last song you can take us out with?
I'm going to end with Tennessee Whiskey.
All right, go for it.
All right.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. I used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was the only love I've known, but you rescued me from reaching the bottom, brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey, you're as sweet as strawberry wine, you're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. I've looked for love in all the same old places, found the bottom of a bottle was always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love that gets me so high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.